Hello again, Supermanlysandwich. It is not Monday, but it is the first video of this week. Because everyone else seems to have disappeared. Since it was summer in the city at the weekend, gatherings seem to be the thing to talk about, so that's what the theme from this week is going to be. And it's quite an interesting topic because while I do like really big gatherings with lots of people, I kind of in some ways prefer having a smaller group, having a more intimate meetup with just a few people. I mean, instead of this sort of huge gathering thing where you meet lots of people and you are really close with them right away, you actually take time with smaller gatherings where you actually get to know people well. Because big gatherings are great, you can find that you're really good friends with someone in just like a little bit of time talking to them, because those usual sort of social conventions aren't there. You will automatically be hugging people and saying how awesome their t-shirts are and being very, very, very extroverted for a bunch of nerds. The thing that I quite like about having small meetups and gatherings is that you don't have big name YouTubers there. And while obviously having big name YouTubers is a fantastic thing, it's really cool to get to like meet them and tell these people that you admire their work and so on. But I feel that if you have a couple of big names at a gathering, it just kind of becomes centric around those two, and there'll be fangirls, and it's not the same kind of atmosphere. I feel that if you're not careful, the emphasis can shift from meeting new friends and having a great time with nerds to fangirling or fanboying over these few people. And that might not be very comfortable for them because, like, they're quite introverted people. They aren't used to, like, crowds of people who all want pictures taken and autographs and whatever. And I also think in some ways it's kind of bad for the community because what makes YouTube great and the characters in YouTube great is that they are very much normal people. They are not celebrities. They don't see themselves as that. They are just normal people, and that's what you get to see. They are effectively the same as their viewers. They started making videos on the internet, they do it very well, and they developed a following from it. It's just that they do this thing that we all do very, very well. And big gatherings that centre around them kind of shifts this and puts them in this sort of position of kind of celebrity, which they kind of want to avoid, I think, in many cases. And Charlie's So Cool, like, for example, really doesn't like to be thought of as a celebrity, even though he's Charlie's So Cool. Like, he has loads of subscribers and lots of video views and is very, very popular. Another thing is that as somebody who has organised a gathering which had 80 people at it, it can be very stressful to try and keep some kind of control of a gathering with that number of people. I hate to think how Somewhere in the City managed to cope with the thousands of people that they have. With a smaller group of people, you can fit into somebody's flat, or you can easily fit into a Starbucks. The world opens up of where you can go. If you're trying to get people to go somewhere, you can clarify it to everyone at once. Whereas with a lot of people, you'll have to go through all the individual groups. And that's another thing with big gatherings. People gather in sort of groups, and you don't necessarily socialise with the other people in other groups. They'll stick with their sort of small number of people that they're with, and maybe talk to others a bit, and maybe move around a little bit, but it'll become a bit more something. I remember my first gathering, and it was really great fun, it was fantastic, but people were sort of in circles in their groups, and it felt very hard to sort of enter into one of them, because I didn't know any of these people, and they'd be having their conversation, and I'd feel sort of slightly outcast in some way. But I do feel that in smaller meetups, you get to know the people that you're meeting up with much better, because you're not just rushing around between groups, some of which you'll sort of be able to talk to and some of which you can't. Because there is only one group, and within the Edinburgh community, I would say that we're very, very good at welcoming new people in, and while we do have a lot of in-jokes, they can come to gatherings and pick up on what's going on very, very quickly. So this has been random talk about gatherings and stuff, and hopefully some of this made coherent sense. And I will see Liam tomorrow, unless he's also disappeared. In which case, yeah, bye!